All right.
Let her rip, Chris.
Well, we're back. We're back at the 9 Club. Happy Monday, everybody. I never say that, but why not? Why not, huh? Today, we got Eli Reed is here in the hot seat. Thanks for coming, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
For sure. And, of course, next to Eli, we got Raj and Kelly Hart over there.
You know, I've known Eli since he was like 10 years old.
10 years old?
Something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you even remember the first time you met Raj? Well, because you guys were both from Boston, right? You grew up in Boston.
I don't think I remember the first time, but I just remember.
You used to come to Maximus Skate Park.
That's when we got to know each other, when you started working at Maximus. And I definitely skated with you on the streets before that. Roger was basically 12. Like a pro. I was like, oh, Roger's pro. This guy's pro. Robbie Gamagumi and Vanik Kokobian and Roger, they were all pros to me. I was just like...
I mean, 10 years old, it's pretty young to try to remember back, right? I can't remember last week, so let alone like 10.
But Roger had pop, just as much pop as every other dude. Like, I was always like, what?
But he never landed tricks.
I remember actually...
I landed tricks like that.
Well, yeah, he kind of didn't land too many. No. No, the thing was I remember asking Raj, like, being that kid at the skate park, how high can you ollie? Because he was like the dude that worked there. And he was like this high. And he goes, Kah! And his board just shot like over my head. Like, I don't know how, you just like shot your board. Like, I was like, ah! Like, you just shot it at me. I was like, ah! Like, ran into the skate park.
Raj, what are you doing? Trying to decapitate fucking young Eli.
Things were different.
Okay.
We come from back then, like, dudes just stared me down at the skate park. Yeah, it was like
East
the worst.
Coast is different.
I remember Kevin Day just like, what are you doing here? Little fuck are you?
No way.
Like, just like if you try to drop in. Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Day was the raddest dude.
But he was gnarly.
Yeah.
Like, all these dudes were gnarly. Like,
he was probably the oldest one at the skate park, but he'd be the dude like his way of snaking people. Like he'd like grab the back of a kid's shirt. And
you always do, like, you'd go to drop in and you just feel like this, and your shirt would rip and you'd be like, ah,
like Yankee back, right?
Little kid, like,
and he would just drop in and do his thing,
and not give a fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
But did that make it harder to like try to like learn how to skate?
Yeah,
with kind of
some kids would just be like, I'm not going back.
I'm out of here.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but then there was kids that got hyped off it, and they learned how to like snake them. And
next thing you know, Tim Upson's like, drink this beer, kid. I'm like, okay.
10 years old, drunk at the skate park. Yeah, wow.
Happened quite a lot.
Do you do that to kids at Stoner, Kelly?
Well, get hammered?
Yeah, get it.
No, definitely not.
And these days, that's very illegal. Kelly would go to jail for a long time.
That is true. That's illegal to drink when you're 10 years old.
But that's what I mean. Like, back then, it was like so much more crazier, the shit we had to go through. I was talking about this with Dill the other day. It was like, it was just way like I don't know. I'm not like, kids got it good or nothing, but like we got a lot of shit. Like I remember just being stuffed in trash cans and all that stuff.
No way, really?
Yeah. Completely upside down. Like, wedgies over my head.
Oh,
like,
Jesus Christ!
All the worst shit, and then getting to the skate park and there's just being like drugs and beer everywhere.
Wow.
Dudes are like doped out in the van, like you know,
what
like real drugs, not just like beer and weed.
Right.
Like my dad would be like, do not talk to anybody at the skate park.
Oh, he
after
knew
you're
what was
done
going
skating.
on down
Yeah,
there.
he was cool with it, but he'd like, I remember my parents literally would be like, everything's gonna be cool, right? Like, yeah, that's good. Like,
right.
Nah, there'd just be dudes outside smoking weed in their van.
I mean, it's kind of typical. Some skate parks, there's there's drugs and stuff, right?
Most skate parks even today,
right. But what area of Boston was this?
It was in Cambridge. It was like a really shady area.
Oh, was it shady?
But it was in the hood too. Yeah,
in the hood.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like you'd get jumped going to the store sometimes. There's
plenty of kids that got jumped. Away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you were 10, you got jumped?
Like 12, I remember one time.
That's gnarly.
These kids just took our shit, and stole my friend's camera, Aaron's camera actually. Remember
really?
Aaron's? Stole his camera and.
Like how old were they? Like 15, maybe. The kids that jumped you, like little.
Or maybe
older,
even younger than us. They were just hood kids. I don't even. They're just real hood kids. It was like a weird part of Cambridge. The projects were literally right there, and then behind was, but that's why they had the park, which Dougie Death ran, and that dude was a maniac that just sold tons of weed. It was like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Like the whole place was insane. Maximus.
Dougie Death.
Yeah, like it's called Maximus. The dude's that ran it name was Dougie Death. Tattoos of Flames, which I love this dude. He's like,
right. Well, they bought it off Zito.
Yeah, Zito, which was a nutcase as well, right? I mean, awesome guy, but just out of his mind.
Who built this park? Like the city?
It was a go-kart park, right?
No?
It was this guy named Zito. Who basically started the shop, and I think it was Rom and Doug who ended up buying the park off them because Rom used to work with them. And
so you're talking about like a wood park?
Yeah, it was an indoor park. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, indoor.
Yeah. Oh. It was the only like indoor park in Boston area. Yeah.
Well, at least indoor, it was a little safer than outside, right? I mean, in the ghetto like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you were in there, it was cool.
It was cool,
Yeah,
right?
fine.
Just
it was just a walk to the train station that was like gnarly.
Yeah, it was like once you turn one street and then you're in the back street. Like my parents would be like, "Okay,
it was right next to the Sea Bowl."
Like,
right. It was what?
Right next to the Sea Bowl.
The Sea Bowl?
Yeah, it's this giant pool.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I've never been to the Sea Bowl. So so you grew up there, skated. I mean, wow, what a rad place to grow up, though. I mean, even though it's ghetto and stuff, it's still like, you know, the type of shit shapes people, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean,
street smarts and
that park
like that,
was
you know?
what was the reason, like, I got into skating and met everybody, really. Right. That park was everything to me.
Yeah.
All my memories are like insane. I mean, I met everybody there.
Dope.
Got to know everybody in Boston, and
he had a rad group of dudes.
Yeah. Oh, you had a good posse?
We had like this little fuckery crew of just wild kids, and I think like I was pretty crazy myself, but out of my crew, I was the good seed. So imagine that crew was just fucking like taking shits and throw them all over the bathroom. Like literally shit stained all over the bathroom. Like
Ariel?
No, he used to go over there and take shits in it, like in the pool, and then, like while people were in there, and then like run out and be like, hey, like, this dude. Eric, I mean, he's my boy for life. He's a ripper, and he's still killing it. But he was Mr. Shits. Anywhere he could take a shit, he would just go for it.
What possesses people to do that? Like I don't. That's so weird. Like I need to like a proper toilet paper. I need all that stuff. You know.
He would just shit.
I can't just take
any
a shit.
place you could.
Just take a shit anywhere. So
he was
weird.
like a dog.
What other places did he do that?
Well,
he definitely did in the Maximus bathroom.
No, you want to hear a crazy? Well, I know he did it at Woodward and made a huge thing. They had to do a loudspeaker with like somebody shit all over the bathroom. Like he almost got kicked out of Woodward, but they didn't catch him.
How did they? Okay, they didn't catch him.
And then and he also,
I think they call it.
What?
Finkelphiliac?
Finkelphiliac?
Is that what it's called?
Only you would know that, Raj.
But he did another one, which was a weird one on top of Concepts once. He shit, or I don't know where or how it got in there, but he took a huge shit and then it got into the soap dispenser thing, when it used to be the clear ones that are like in the thing, and then it was like floating in the middle. And then they were just laughing at it, and then
he had to pick him up.
They watched a guy go and just use the soap and was like, ugh. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
These were just like real, like our crew was just derelicts.
Wow.
You know? But
that's pretty funny, dude.
But yeah, we had a serious crew, and it was all about Maximus.
Yeah, that was your shit.
Yeah,
right.
It was basically one big vert ramp. It was like quarter pipe to quarter pipe to quarter pipe. It was all just gnarly Hessian dudes.
Okay.
So we learned a lot of like, you know, just
training skills.
Training, yeah. Right. And that's all we could skate. And they had like one box. And if you went up the quarter pipe and to try to frontside flip, they'd be like, "Get out of here, Gershon!"
Oh no way! You know really?
Like, oh, sorry.
You're like, wow.
Like they weren't feeling like the push and then a kickflip to fake. But then we would always do that anyways. But like Raj would always be like, "Fuck yeah, do that shit." You know what I mean? But these dudes would be like, "This ain't a fucking marathon, run, get out of here, kid." You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, just trying to learn how to do this.
Were you filming back then, Raj? Were you filming?
No,
you didn't
start
filming.
Raj was ripping.
Really?
Ripping.
Wow.
No, but what I was gonna say, Raj always had just as much pop as every other guy. So I was like, oh, he's a pro. They're all pros. You know?
Yeah.
Raj, did you ever like officially ride for a board brand or anything?
No.
Never am, flow.
Definitely was like some AM.
I got some boards from people, but I basically just it was like through a shop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Rep flow. You were rep.
Not even rep flow.
Not even rep shop.
I was working in the shops, and the people I was talking to were like, "Hey, I'll send you some boards."
Oh. Wow.
And then Positive was like his shop in the city, one of the coolest spots.
Matt
like,
O'Brien.
Matt O'Brien.
Whoa.
Everybody would be there, and then we went to Copley Square.
Okay.
That was like,
wow.
But what's cool is that in the '90s there was like this. Boston was kind of amazing then, and there was a lot of good skaters. And like I'm so lucky. I think I just texted Jamal the other day because him and Robbie have kind of always inspired me a lot.
Okay.
Like the way I skate, I really look at them. I'm like, wow, they influenced me so much.
Robbie Gangemi.
Yeah. To me, you know, that they're style kings, like right there with Gino and you know, other people that I'm just like, Jamal, he skates like so amazing to me, and Robbie too. Like, and they taught me a lot just by watching. And Robbie a little bit more because I was close to him, and he'd be like, "Yo, dude, you push like a girl." You know? like
really?
Straight up, like that's what I mean. Like,
wow,
that's what I mean.
Calling
by,
you
like,
out.
Back then, it wasn't like, "Hey, you should try to like." Nowadays, it's like, "Hey, man, you should try to like push a little harder." Like,
But he's calling you out to help you out, though.
Yeah. It's like school hard.
Throw your shoulder into it.
Right.
He's like, "Yo, when you push like a girl, when you push like go like this, yo." I was like throw a punch in it. I'm like, all right.
Well, you need people to tell you that shit. You know, it's like, fuck, man, Roger. If nobody told him, he'd still be pushing Mongo.
I know. Seriously.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike Jackal.
Mike Jackal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, Roger pushing Mongo.
I can even
I started pushing Mongo.
I pushed Mongo too for
Right.
6 months of skating until they ripped me apart.
I think
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like everyone.
I didn't.
But I will say it made Switch when I got to Switch finally. I was like, oh, I remember this. You know?
Yeah, right. I know. I always thought that too, because I never pushed Mongo, but I thought, man, if I did push Mongo, it would definitely help me push Switch. You know? But I just learned how to push Switch.
I'm just amazing at Switch. It's
I'm
Chris
just,
Roberts.
yeah. Have you seen the Switch?
You go faster pushing Mongo.
I see this the Switch man
You know what I
playing
mean?
in
You
the
didn't see
background.
it, but I pushed up to that Switch. So
Oh, you did switch Mongo up to it?
no,
Oh,
I pushed Switch push.
Oh, switch.
You know.
He used a
regular.
bungee.
Thank God I can't see Kelly through this maze of cameras tonight. You know? Wow. And then so, did you get sponsored out in Boston?
Yeah,
Or
well,
how did that?
They started this like streetwear skate. It was like when like
Concepts?
Concepts. It was like a skate shop, but they weren't even really a skate shop. They
Okay.
sold like Nikes and
Yeah. It was basically the cannery.
yeah,
It was like a
leather
high-end
store.
shoe store.
Oh.
But then they had like a little skate section that Vinny Ponte kind of like
Yeah.
Oh,
helped
okay.
start.
So
Wow.
this guy that went to school with Vinny was like, I'm going to do a skate shop. And then Vinny, they were like, cool, I'll help out. Like Vinny was just, I don't know, they just want to be a part of it, you know, because
Yeah.
he lived in Boston at the time.
Okay.
And
They
I
were
met-
cool as fuck.
Yeah, and Vinny actually, he really like put me on everything. He was
Yeah.
like, these kids are cool. All those kids we were talking about in my crew. And he was like, they're on the skate shop team.
I thought Vinny was New York.
He was, but
he went to school in Boston.
Oh, he did. He went
Yeah.
to school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He went to school in Boston.
Okay.
I don't know what happened with that, but
Huh.
no, but
I'll have to ask.
We'll have Vinny on one day.
you know, he used to tell me, he's like, I go to Harvard, kid. I go to Harvard. I'm like, yeah. Oh, and I tell my mom, like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with this pro skater. And he goes to Harvard. Isn't that cool, Mom? And like,
He really went to Harvard?
no, he didn't go to Harvard.
I was like,
he
what
would
the
tell me that. He would, but I was like 10 or 12 years
He went
old.
to a business school.
I believed it. I was like, you know, I was like looking up, like, I was like, this is a pro skater. Like,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. So the concepts, and so they sponsored you. At
Yeah,
first,
and then
or
it
that
was just the skate shop sponsor.
okay, right.
And they were so cool, but it was crazy because I got Nikes and Wallabies and all this other stuff. I got all this cool stuff
free?
Yeah, and that's why I was
They would
always
hook it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of gravitated to all that culture that's in skating and outside of
Fashion.
skating.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, all sorts
Yeah.
of, you know, I mean, I was just wearing, you know, I was just like a little hip hop kid wearing like Wallabies and Nikes
Right,
and skating
right,
in
right.
them and just
With the tongues out.
yeah, exactly. Like just
Right.
all
Yeah.
you know, into it. And but the skate shop was they really supported me and
That's
they were
dope.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need that. You know what I mean? Like if starting out skating, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, some kids nowadays they just go for the straight sponsor. Though you send
Yeah.
your sponsor me tape. I think it shapes kids. You know, skate shop sponsor, and there's steps, right? I think
Yeah,
there's steps.
It's
and
totally weird. There kind of is, but I remember thinking like, and one thing, people didn't film like that back in the day either. That was the thing. And I remember thinking like, oh, I got to make a sponsor me tape or
Right.
something. And I didn't even like filming for a long time. I just didn't want to do it. I just thought it was.
Filming didn't become like a thing until like 401, really.
Yeah, I watched
Right.
401s. I remember, but I was like, I gotta get a footage tape, and I was like,
But
I
you
don't
and your
wanna.
buddies didn't have like a camera you'd film each other with and stuff. I mean, that's how I filmed
No,
when I was
had
younger.
I had a regular just like Kodak camera. I
Oh.
would just shoot photos. I have
Okay.
a lot of great old photos of
Dope,
all of
that's
us.
dope.
You might even be in there. I have a lot of good photos.
Right.
Just I used to love shooting photos when I was a
Oh,
kid.
rad. Oh.
Just on the session wherever.
Okay.
But yeah, I never really filmed, and I was like, I started like so, and then I met PJ,
Okay.
and we became like instant best buds.
Dope.
And he wasn't really filming much at the time, but he had a sponsor me tape. But he was so funny. He would just put do like the whatever, like put the camera on the ground and like.
Oh.
Remember that sponsor me tape he had where it was like all like he made, but he just pressed record and went over and tried the trick.
No way.
That's
Yeah.
the one they send to Don.
I don't know.
I think original Converse had gotten it, but
No, I basically put that dude on.
yeah, I know, but
He never gave me a tape.
he never gave you tape. But his tape,
Wow.
I think it ended with board slide heel flip. But yeah, and it was like whoa, board slide heel flip, like. But
Oh, wow.
he was always doing something, whether it was like looked good or not. That
Okay.
like I've never seen that before.
Yeah, he was
Right,
basically
right,
pushing the envelope.
Always, yeah. I met him, and we became really close. Like, and started skating every day, and I kind of those other kids I grew up with just trickled away a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it was
Okay.
like,
that happens.
yeah,
Who's the little blonde kid?
Jason Capadonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was sick. He had a great style too.
Yeah.
This one kid was really awesome.
He was
But he was
best
the
name and like just the sickest style
What
for like a
happened?
little
You stopped
kid.
skating?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he just kind of like was over it one year, and then like tried to get back in, and then you lose that momentum.
I hear you.
You know?
all my friends that I grew up with stopped skating. You know.
Yeah.
So
It sucks.
you got to find a new crew.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know?
you have.
Evolve.
Yeah. I think I've evolved a couple times and ended up here with Raj and Kelly. You know, jeez.
Think you're in a pretty good place right now?
Well, it's okay.
It's funny because actually Robbie mentions that in my checkout. He's like, Eli had a group of skaters that just stopped kind of skate. Like they all, you know. So
So after the concepts thing, right? You were wearing the wallabies and you were all b-boyed out and you had the tongue sticking out of your shoes.
Eminem was like in at the time. I was like, chicka.
Did you get sponsored after that? Like legit?
The footage tapes. We're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Tapes.
The footage. Yeah.
So I was like, first Reynolds was like, I was like, Randy Reynolds.
I think everybody.
Yeah, but I literally had like every shoe he had, and was like had the haircut. Like I was like, that
really?
was my, totally.
Wait, is this like Birdhouse days or is this
Birdhouse
okay?
days.
Wow.
So, but then all of a sudden, like was kind of like Populardo a little bit for a little bit. Appleyard too. I was like so psyched on
my
Appleyard.
God, I've always been a fan. Yeah.
And
like Habitat.
Yeah, Habitat days when he. Yeah, it was like Habitat and Alien. Like all those dudes just influenced me so much. And Appleyard and I just got the Habitat shirt. I was like, it's going down. I'm making the sponsor me tape for Habitat.
That was your thing. Okay.
I mean, Habitat. Even to this day, I think that's the fucking raddest company I always have. And the Habitat is just sick. I just remember Appleyard and Habitat, and like I'm going, and like PJ was like, yeah, dude. Like PJ was getting on an Element or something like that at the time. And he's like,
this
yeah,
is
man,
before the Wonderful.
We're gonna get your clips together. Well, yeah, you gotta send it over there, man. It's gonna be cool. Like, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. You know. And then all of a sudden, Robbie and Jimmy was like, yo, I'm starting this company. You want to ride for me, yo? Okay. And I was like, nah, man, I'm going to skate for Habitat. And he's like, yo, you're bugging, dude.
No way.
He was like,
basically, you're going to ride for me.
Yeah.
Nah, it was funny, though. I'm glad he did that, though, because it kind of burst the bubble of, like, trying to just, and I don't want to say be somebody I'm not, but just, I don't know, you're just, when you're a kid, you just glorify things so much. And I still, like, secretly want to ride for Habitat,
right?
But like,
Joe Castruzzi, hit him up.
Yeah, right.
No, but no, it was just cool because Robbie was like, I mean, he kind of gassed me. He's like, "Yo, fuck with me, we'll blow you up, yo, come on." And I was like, I didn't know what he was doing. I was like,
what was his vehicle?
Cool. Yeah, and that's when he started Vehicle.
Okay.
And he had asked Ryan Galan at the time, which I was skating with too. But Ryan got like the first batch of boards, and they were like bouncing, like they're bendy.
We should talk about that because Robbie, he made all the boards himself.
I mean, it's amazing. He's a scientist, you know.
Like he
was like his.
He didn't.
Yeah, I guess people don't know. Yeah, he did everything.
He made the press, everything.
Everything. He's like a scientist about not like he actually knows more about skateboarding than most people. He has a more intimate relationship with skateboarding than most any other pro. I would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a really smart guy and learns.
Not that I didn't think he was smart. I'm just the press and making your own boards.
So like, was it a family friend or something that had the wood shop?
His dad owned a wood shop, so he already knew endless things about woodcraft making, you know, and how to make chairs, and cabins, also. So he's already brought up into that. Damn. And then he really studied for years how to like veneers and how to make skateboards and how to do it. Got the machines, knew how to like.
He was in it.
Oh no, completely. Wow. He was like
molds. All
he just was an amazing skater to like now his favorite skater was Paul Schmidt in a way. Like he was like studying Paul Schmidt.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to make boards better than that guy. Yeah. Because that's how he looked.
His boards were really fucking good.
And they got good. Yeah. Like by the time I was like, eventually like in the beginning they were like just coming together, but then they really got good and people really liked them, you know?
So why didn't he keep doing pressing the boards and stuff? Because he could be making a lot of money these days.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is like, I remember like Sam Smythe would be like some people would hit him up at like Girl and be like, hey, we need to press some boards. And he's like, I don't make boards, but this guy does, and like, you know what I mean? So
refer him.
Yeah, like Robbie did make boards. He actually made like the first Supreme boards and stuff like that. I remember like, but I mean, it's just a lot of work, like anything, you know.
Right.
Did he have anyone working for him?
I mean, actually, Sean Keenan worked with him for years.
Really?
Yeah, they had a great relationship.
Sean Keenan was a great photographer from Boston.
Yeah, but so I ended up skating for Vehicle.
Okay.
Who else was on there?
Well, to bring it back, I guess it was like supposed to be called Free Agent originally, and like
but that's a BMX company.
It was
Free Agent is a BMX company, and Robbie couldn't get the name for skateboards. But
to bring it originally back before I was asked to ride for it, it was supposed to be called Free Agent. It was supposed to be like Super Huff, Fred Gall, and Robbie.
Wow.
Like this power move industry thing that Robbie was like, yo, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
And then like everybody backed out and Robbie like was like bought everything and was ready to do it. And he was pretty bummed on some of the dudes, but he was like, well, fuck it, I'll do vehicle. And Jamie Story and him teamed up, and Gio Estevez did most of the early graphics, which are amazing. These tank, these great, like everything aesthetically wise was like amazing, like better than any other company.
It's one of the best names too on skateboard.
Vehicle,
it's like such a. There's so many great things about it, and so I just skated for them. Oh yeah, it was originally though. So it was the original team was Charles Lamb, Eddie Raplife.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Ed Hall.
I remember Eddie Raplife.
Yeah, he was out here. Akira Moat.
Okay. Wow.
Ty from Supreme. He was on too. He was like one of our dudes. I'm trying to just think of the other random dudes that we hooked up. Yeah, Vanique, Robbie, and then Supa got on, which was sick.
I remember that.
Yeah. He was only in for a short time though.
Was that was before Zoo York?
I think it was after he left Zoo.
After he left Zoo. Okay. I'm trying to think. His vehicle. I feel like it was more of an East Coast company. Like we didn't really get vehicle out here too much. It wasn't really. It wasn't really a big thing out here.
I think Robbie started doing having Empire distributed.
Yeah, eventually that was like things were like.
But Empire fell apart.
Yeah, I think he was. Like it was like went through a little like changes and then they decided to like switch things up and then it was like, all right, we're gonna do it through Empire, it's gonna be sick, and we're all like yeah, let's go do it. And then Empire was kind of like sick.
Shit,
it was just hard then. It was a different industry as well. Because
for sure
now it's like there's so many ways and all these like now you can do a small board company. There I think what Robbie had to deal with was being one or if not the only small board company where like all the other people were like, no, you can't come into skateboarding, and he'd always tell me, and I was a little kid, but he'd always tell me about it. And I believed him, or I'm sure it was true because all the big companies are going to really shut you down to,
Well, because they could afford to put ads in magazines, and do videos, and be in 411 and all this stuff. And like there was no Instagram and Twitter and stuff where you could get exposure on your own, right? So,
totally.
But I mean, like Vehicle could be a company now, right? They could come back and totally be like any other company now.
Didn't you have a vehicle ad? Like, was it Switch 50/50?
Oh yeah. Then towards the end, right when it was gonna be on Under Empire, that was like, what's gonna be Under Empire? We're gonna do this ad, and I was out here, and I did it was like a Switch 50 ad.
What was that school called?
Frost.
Yeah, Double Kink.
The Double Kink. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Like
the one that everyone's.
The one Arto backlipped.
Yeah, it's like a.
Switch 50/50. Did you down the whole thing or transfer? Did you transfer over?
Down the whole thing. No, but
I love that.
What was the funniest thing was like
we should play that in the background.
I know. You want my iPad?
Your Switch Foot Manny's way better. Come on.
It's looking good back there.
That was a heavy one though, because that was kind of like
a little
ahead of its time, man. Like,
wow.
I was like, what the fuck? That's when we were skating with you all the time.
Yeah, that's when I fucking skated with you a lot, and didn't I stay with you in Laguna Hills once or twice?
Yeah, you came and kicked it, bro.
Fucking Eli Reed, going from the slums of where were you from? What was the skate? The little
Maximus, Slums of Maximus to Laguna. Well, that was the thing with me. Like, I'm always down for adventure. People know that about me. Like, I love to. Like, I'd be like, yo, wait, what are we doing? What are we skating? Like, we definitely clicked. Like, we skated a lot. Like, I remember we liked similar kind of skating and
we liked the same spots too.
Yeah.
What was really rad too is that when I first met you was when PJ was always skating down at KO, and then that's when I started skating with you, and then that was just insane for me. To me, to skate with you guys and like Gallant and PJ, and watch them skate, and that was fucked up.
Yeah, so that was basically what happened. Like, PJ came out here, and then I kind of stayed in Boston for a while skating with Vehicle. But then eventually, I would just come out and stay with PJ, and then meet guys like Kelly and Ryan was out here, and those were like good friends from Boston. So and then for a while, I wanted to be out here. I was like, I'm gonna skate in LA, but it just didn't really pan out. No.
I always felt like you.
Or I stayed with Supa.
Right.
I'd always be out here, but it just. I don't know. It just never.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. I always felt like you lived out here, but I always felt like you didn't.
People thought that. I'm like,
like you were out here a lot.
Yeah, I came. What it was? I just left every winter. Like I was. I'm just
a typical New York. Yeah,
and that's why I'm here now. I'm literally that obsessed still with skating, where I'm like, I just want to be able to throw down my board in the winter.
Roll.
Right. I can't deal with 3 months of like not
skating in parking garages.
Yeah.
But so the vehicle thing. Was this like during Was this like before or after PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible?
Well, you know,
it was after.
You know, it's a funny story, right? When I skated for Vehicle, PJ was like that was. I mean, we were all kids then, but I remember because it kind of affected me, and it was like, oh, what's up? We were so tight, and he was like, that's what I'm saying. He was like, yeah, you're gonna skate for Habitat. You could do whatever you want. Right. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And then like, I was like, oh, I ended up just skating for Vehicle. He's like, nah, man.
He was
like, really? Because, well, you know, you think about how passionate like someone like PJ is, and me at the time, like we were just kids, like we're gonna. You know, like we're
gonna do this.
But you remember how me and PJ, like we skated like sun up, sun down, like insane. Like I used to skate 12 hours.
In the streets.
Yeah, we used to really do that. Wow. Like all that stuff. Like I'd never skated so hard. Like we've been through crazy shit, me and PJ, from like coldest winters, like let's get a trick in, to like the hottest summers, and just skating whatever. It doesn't matter, even if you're hurt, sore, anything. So at the time, like we were really stuck together at the hip, and he was like, he knew I wanted to skate for Habitat, but it was just like, he was just like, nah, man, don't do it, man. Like, I was like, it's just Vehicle, it's Robbie, like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't like. He just knew. He was like, I don't know, man.
Looking back at it, would you have changed what you've done?
No.
I mean, giving back. I mean, Robbie, good friends and everything. But would you have changed anything? Would you have tried to go after the Habitat thing?
No way. Even though I still secretly kind of want to write for Habitat. No. But
are you trying to say something here on the show?
Right? He's trying to talk to Joe Conspiracy right now.
I know.
No, I do like that company. Yeah. I always have. But I'm just saying, no, because what I've gotten through that is just the more hardships of like the friendships and my path as a person in life is everything. Like, because I skated for Vehicle, when I went to New York when I was 16, and I had been going there before, but then when I skated for Vehicle, it was like, oh yeah, come to the back and come hang out, and then here's a box. So I was on, like, basically on Supreme. Didn't really have a team then, but I was basically on Supreme because Vehicle was the company. The boards were made in Boston, but it was out of Supreme. Like, it was a real board company out of Supreme then. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And like that became like my real family. You know what I mean? So that, and to this day, all those people are my real family friends. You know what I mean? So I would never change it because, and plus that's, you know, my friendship, my bond with Robbie, as someone, an older person that has helped me, and just, you know, we all have our struggles, and, you know, but he's just, it wasn't just like skate for Vehicle. It was like I became a little Robbie, and like, you know what I mean? Like I was for a year or two. I was driving around everywhere, like go to like Mission Hill, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then in New York, I got the pass, like, oh, he's cool with Robbie. And then like, I remember, but Robbie was like so big brotherly in a way, in a tough love way, which was great, but also in a way where, like, you know, by the time I got to New York, people were doing heavy drugs every which way, and then he would make sure to tell people, like, do not let this kid do anything like that, because it was so easy to do that in New York. And I remember being around, you know, I wouldn't mention names, but like a lot of skate people and all that scene, and being like, them be like, yo, just let him hit the crack, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, hit the wooly blunt, you know what I mean? And then other people and like someone else there being like, no, I got orders from Robbie, this kid ain't doing. And I don't think I would have at the time, but who knows if I had too many drinks.
Yeah, you know, little kid, you never know.
Yeah. So no, I would never take it back, because it just gave me everything of who I am today. Yeah.
No, for sure. I was just went, you know, just curious.
No, but I think about that too. That's why I could answer it like that, you know, because like I said, still like,
So Vehicle, what happened to Vehicle? He just couldn't do it anymore?
Well, eventually hard. I was just like, fuck, I kind of wanted to like do my thing in a way. Not even like I always want to skate for Vehicle, but I was starting to get little offers here and there. And I think what happened, I just kind of said like, you know what? I kind of want to try to skate for Chocolate or something like that. Yeah, which I was Chocolate Flow for like 4 months.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
No. Yeah, Aaron Meza didn't send out the memo.
Aaron Meza?
Yeah. Kenny was like, I'm backing this kid.
You went through the wrong guy.
Kenny's like, I'm backing this kid. Meza's like, no. Right. No, I'm just kidding, Meza. Kidding. No. I think I like hit up Sam, and he sent me like a box.
Oh, wow.
Skated a couple Populardo boards, and I was like, sick. Like, fucking, maybe I could do it. Right. No, but I was just, of course, I've always loved Chocolate. I've always been a fan.
Chico hated him.
Yeah, Chico was like, this guy, pop out. No.
Pop out.
No. Chico always showed me love. No, I was super hyped on Chocolate, but then Zoo was like, you want to check? You want to like, and I was like, it is really hard. Chocolate's always been such a mountain to climb just to get on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and I was like, already had skated for vehicle for so long that I felt like, man, I hope my window isn't going away. And I was like, Zared, looking at him, like he was already somebody that had traveled the world, done like so much in skating, covers, all that stuff. And I was just, I like looked up to him as a peer, Zared's another guy that I grew up with that we didn't really talk about, obviously. Yeah. But he was like, dude, I mean, the opportunity. Actually, I shot Zoo down a bunch of times.
Did you really?
Actually, I was never, since the original Zoo, I was never really a fan of Zoo.
Oh.
When Echo bought it, I was always kind of like, it just looks kind of whatever.
It's weird because I always thought it was like a, it's an East Coast thing. That's what I was going to ask. Did you think it was a better fit though, you riding for Zoo because? Well, it's an East Coast thing. It's more close to home, and you can have a better...
When Eli was doing all the graphics and stuff like that, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was sick in the beginning. But I feel like for me, by the time I did Zoo, is because, I mean, that was like, I was on vehicle for like 4 or 5 years. Like, it was like, I had, like, people like that come to skateboard, and they're like, yeah, but you skate your own companies, and da-da-da. I'm like, it is about that, and I went through so much of
100% that.
Yeah, I mean, the stickers were amazing. They said skater owned and ran on the back, and that's what I'm all about, So for me to not do that, it was like and everybody was like, dude, you are loyal, because I started having video parts and people were asking me, and I shot them down, and I said no to Zoo for like a while. It was like almost a year later that I had asked there, like, hey, they still like want to, and then they kind of asked me again. But yeah, I mean, me skating for Zoo was a little, I don't want to say thrown in the towel, but feeling like the struggle was hard as just like wanting to enter into skateboarding. And, no one took me serious. Like, no one, as far as like getting shoes, like they were like, yeah, but he skates for vehicle. Like, it wasn't cool to skate for a small board company. Now it's not. It wasn't, that's what I mean by everything was different. Like, vehicle wasn't cool to skateboarding. It was cool to like only the niche people that knew about it.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Which is even like Palace kids, I think, even go to Charles, and they're always like, man, we always love vehicle, what I mean? So I don't know, it was just a weird time, and like I felt like I couldn't get into skating, and I don't know, I guess I was just yearning so much to be a part, and even though I was meeting people, but just I don't know, do what I could do to like excel in that world, you know what I mean?
So you left vehicle before vehicle was done.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, it was, it was just
kind of on the way.
It was like Empire wasn't working out. Like, we got to figure something out. Okay. And so I just went and I got a box of chocolate boards, and Zoo was like, you want to do this? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Wow. And then from right there, that moment, it was like traveling, and like, it was like everything was like boom, boom, boom.
You got thrown into it.
Yeah, and I was like, this is awesome,
What did Robbie say to you when you...
We didn't talk for like a little bit, you know what I mean? He was like, yo, dude, you're bugging. Nah, he was kind of like a little salty for a sec, but that's the thing, like, Robbie's such a good dude, and he was always very respectful of me, and I know he always talked highly of me. Like, I mean, we have our tiffs, like we're like big brother, little brother thing, of course, you know what I mean? But I know that he gave me that tough love, like we didn't talk for a little bit, and then after a while he just kind of realized,
I feel like he gives everyone tough love.
I think, yeah, he does. But I think like I know him so well, I know his way of saying like, I'm proud of you kind of thing for doing your thing, you know what I mean? Or like, fuck it, just do what you got to do. You know
plus, I mean, when you got thrown into Zoo and you're going on all these trips, it's almost like the dream come true. Yeah. When you're like, oh, this is what I wanted from the beginning, is like get on this team and travel. I was kind of being
stupid. It was like I could have been doing that for years.
Right.
But at the same time,
but not stupid though, because you were loyal and you were doing you know what I mean? Like
I wanted that more than anything.
Sometimes in skateboarding, it's hard to find the loyalty to companies and stuff. People bounce around all of it, just like what the fuck's going on,
that's like me to the core. And I think it's funny because people didn't know me in skating really till Zoo, so maybe my image was a little actually different from what, like how Roger really knows me or something. You know what I mean? But like then I came across as this New York kind of kid. Maybe I don't know. It's how it was perceived, but and I was never, to be honest, into New York in a certain way. You know what I mean? I just always didn't, like, at that point of Zoo,
Right.
It was the same Zoo.
I don't want to say I was using him, but it was like just more like, hey, this is a great opportunity, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I loved Seamus and everybody there supported me, Sean Cronin, like there's just so many.
Were you looking at it as like a stepping stone, maybe? Like,
not
hey, if I can get on a Zoo, I could like.
At that point, that was like it for me. I was like, oh, like I guess I'll just do this. Like I don't know what else to do. Like, but plus like. There's no. I know from early age, I was like, there's no promises in skating. Like everything's there today, gone tomorrow.
That's
like,
true.
And that's kind of how everything's been. And I just try to be in the moment and being like happy about, you know, especially now and just in general, like everything I've done, I've been, because of the struggle I had with, I don't want to say struggle, but because skating for a small company is just like, I'm just grateful, like, let's travel, like, I'm psyched, you know what I mean?
Totally. So what happened to Zoo, though? You were skating for them for how long? It was a long time.
A while, yeah. Right? Then that was a while, and it went great. And Zoo got bought out. So people were like, "Oh, what happened with Zoo?" I'm like, I don't know. Like they're like, "Oh, people are like, did you quit? Did you get kicked off?" You know how people are when like something happens. It's like they got bought out, and I ain't waiting for them to figure out that situation. So it basically took them a year or two to like re-figure out what they were gonna do with Iconics. This
people who bought them.
Yeah, this other like. It's not a brand. It's like Iconics. Or I don't know. Is it a brand?
It's like a group.
Like
a
license,
not a licensing.
Something like that. They just buy. They have like tons of
venture capitalists.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of.
But from what I heard, it wasn't going to be that great. Like it'll just be thrown in the pot with all these other brands, and like who knows what's going to happen.
I mean, that happened to Audio numerous times.
Yeah,
like they just
and I think it happened to Elwood or something like that. Similar. I don't know. Is Elwood still around?
No.
I think Elwood's still around.
Elwood's still around.
That's what I mean. I think Elwood got bought by a mainstream thing, and now it's just Elwood JCPenney's or something.
It's like no skating involved with it at all.
Yeah. So you never skated for Coliseum or something? I was wondering why you were never in.
I was going to bring that up.
PJ Ladd's video.
Well, that's a good thing, funny thing to bring up because we were talking about concepts. I skated for them, and they were like this like streetwear-y kind of like before streetwear. You know what I mean? It was like they were like the first people to get dunks in Boston.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
So I skated for them, and then I skated with PJ every day. We became like best friends and all that crew. And I really loved those guys. Like I liked a lot of those dudes. They were cool.
Matt and Artie?
Yeah, like Matt and Artie were rad. Artie was kind of goofy, and Matt was like this really sweet guy that owned Coliseum. Like really cared about skateboarding, and it was cool. Like, and I would go with them over there. We'd hang out, and they'd be like, "Yo, like, what's up? Like, 1 + 1 is 2. Like, skate for us." You know what I mean? No brainer. Like, we'll do a part in the video. And I was like, fuck, I want to so bad. Like I wanted to so bad, but I had this loyal thing. Right? Like, I am actually very.
These guys are giving me wallabies.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, wallabies, Wu-Tang, and the CD player. Like,
what are you shortage hardware?
Wu-Tang.
He's like, I'm good. Can't you
I was
see?
like, yo, you'll see this? Yeah. Pop it off.
Yo,
I was
Robbie
Method
said.
Man. Yeah. No, I was just like, I did want to skate for them, and I was just like, man, I can't do that. Like, I just feel like an asshole. They really supported me over there.
Okay.
Like, and then after that, they hated on me. It was like complete. Oh, come on, let's do it. To hate.
No.
Like Eli's the worst. Like,
yeah, right. Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Boston's like that. Boston kids are the worst. Like, they're just like, they had nicknames for me, like, worst dude ever, shit nose, whatever. I don't even know. Like, whatever. What? Like just like hating any which way. Like, it was like.
Just because you wouldn't ride for them.
Yeah. And it was so funny because they would talk shit, I remember, but it was like, people didn't know. It was like, yeah, I know why, because I said no. You know what I mean? But like, it was so weird. Like kids, you know how kids are and like that shit. Right. Yeah, they were just hating on me for a while.
Damn.
But yeah, so I never skated for Coliseum, but I always loved those dudes for a little bit, but then they turned and then they went crazy on PJ too, from what I heard.
Oh,
so
wow. Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, whatever happened to that whole thing? Like, they just disappeared. It was just done?
Yeah, it was like, no one cared.
They didn't try to do another video or anything, right?
I think they did try, and PJ was like, well, I got to film a flip video part now. And
right.
Yeah, they did a DVD, right? The DVD.
They did Colin's video, right?
Yeah,
the master,
which that dude
master?
is actually the sickest. I always like Colin. He was.
Who the fuck's out there shouting?
I don't know. I hear that.
Your Bumble dates here.
Wait, what's Bumble date?
Bumble?
You know what Bumble is?
The app?
You know, it's like,
dude, I get scared. I don't Tinder, none of that. Like,
you don't do anything?
I hate social media. Like, I'm on it enough, but like, I'm not into any of that stuff.
What? Why?
I just think it's really weird. I'm kind of old school.
Old school, right?
Like I love like animal instinct, like seeing a girl and then like even
pouncing on her.
Pouncing on her, exactly. No, but even more. No, I could be shy, even though like you've seen me not be shy, but I can be very shy around girls.
I've seen you be very aggressive too.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen me drunk, so that's a different story. But
there's a reason why you don't drink anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. You know, it's weird. We grew up in a different time, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like
I'm just saying now more. It's like I love being direct, and if I see a girl that is affecting me in a way, I'm just like, well. Like, literally, I just walked up to this girl recently that was the day before Valentine's. I was like, fuck, what am I going to say? She's so beautiful.
Right.
Like, want to be my Valentine's? Like, you know, I was like, I don't, like, whatever, you know, like, just to ignite something.
What did she say?
Well, this is great, right? So, I knew she was Russian. And
how'd you know she was Russian?
Because
if you just see a girl on the street, how do you know? You can't
I didn't just see her.
Oh.
It was like at a mutual thing. You know what I mean?
You stalked her.
No, I didn't stalk her. I just kind of like sat next to her. I was like, hey, and then like noticed, and then she was walking off, and then through another friend was like, oh yeah, like I had met her once.
Okay.
And then she was like, and then I was kind of waiting for my other friend to like get done talking, and then I was like, yo, and then I kind of walked her to her car. I was like, this is just out here, and I was like, oh, you want to be my Valentine's? Like, or just something, like, you know, I was just being stupid.
Right.
And then she was like, I have to work tomorrow night. I was like, because I was like, I think I said I'd take her out to dinner. Or something.
Yeah.
And well, it's just old school. It's like just go up to somebody and ask. Like nowadays, people don't even understand. Like, I love that in between where like your heart is kind of like, oh, what's she gonna say? Like she could shut me down.
Of course.
And that would, if anything, they're supposed to, and then you're supposed to work harder. That's really the way it was.
Not me. I just go home and.
No, but she was like, I have to work, and then I was like, okay, then how about tonight? And she was like, okay. And, and I took her to get a borscht. I know a spot in LA, borscht soup.
Oh,
I was like, what?
It wasn't that quick. I took her. She was Russian, so I took her to get a borscht soup.
Isn't that weird though? I mean, wouldn't you want to take her to get American food or something? She probably is so used to that shit. Like,
no,
is that a weird thing? I don't know.
She never.
It's weird.
Well, maybe it is weird, but I don't know. I just thought if she might like the soup or not know where to get the good borscht.
Okay.
And I know where to get.
How'd you know where to get the good borscht? I don't
even
know what borscht
what
is.
The hell's borscht?
Yeah. Yelp.
Yelp. Just do what everybody does. No, Google it. No, it's beet. It's basically like a beet soup, but it's a Russian soup. It's
like beets.
A big. You never had a borscht soup?
No.
Oh my god, borscht.
But
I love. Well, I dated a Ukrainian girl when I was younger.
Okay.
And she put me onto it, and when I was like my first girl.
Does it make your shit a little red?
No, because it's actually more watered down. Like eating a whole beet is worse. That and your shit red. But borscht.
I ate a beet one time and I forgot. And the next day I took a shit and I was scared. I saw it was all red.
No,
that's good.
I was dying.
That's good. Yeah. That's the cleanse.
I know, but I thought I forgot.
Yeah, you forgot.
I literally like
you looked
my
and
heart.
Like, ah!
No, my heart stopped. I was like, I'm dying. My shit is red.
You would think that,
dude.
I could see like Chris. You'd be like, I'm gonna die.
I dialed 911 and then I realized I fucking ate a beet the other day. No, so you went out with the Russian. Took her to get some borscht.
Took her to borscht. First taste. First time she put the spoon in her mouth. I saw her eyes. Like she was like, "This is good."
No way.
Yeah.
You fucking scored.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How does you know where to get the good?" You know. So I was like,
I mean, that's
I kind of killed
it. Impressive.
Yeah.
You know, I would have been like,
no,
you want to go to California Chicken Cafe or something?
Yeah.
You want to get some pizza?
Yeah. No, I went in. I was like, let's get a borscht. Like I was direct, and that's why I love that.
Yeah.
No, but I love how it's like you never know. Like and then in New York, right before like the classic like New Yorker, I was at this like it was like a dance hall spot, and this girl just like she was just so alive, just like dancing like so crazy. I was just like, yo, who is? So I went up to her, danced with her, and I was like, oh, she's bad. Like just danced with her for a second, and then later I was like, hey, so what's up? Like I was like, I don't know what I did, but I was
what
like,
was this? You're doing the robot? What is this?
No, it was like when you're like trying to get at somebody in the mix of people in a dance floor.
Trust
like,
me, I've never been on the dance floor.
I would love to see Chris.
Oh my god, it's horrible. I'm worse than the robot. Trust me. I'm like the retarded robot. Like
you're like Elaine dancing.
Malfunction.
Yeah, malfunctioning robot.
No, I tried to go up to her and just be the same kind of direct. I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, oh, I was like, what's your name? And she's like, this like black chick from Brooklyn. Her name is definitely not Cynthia. And she was like, she was like, Cynthia. And I was like, okay, it just didn't sound right. I was like, okay. And then I said something else like number, or like we should like trying to get. I don't know what I said.
Right.
And then she was like, my boyfriend's here. I was like, well, he must be low key because you've been dancing all night.
Right.
And then she's like, he's real low key. I gotta go. Like I was like,
but getting shut down though, it sucks. You know, being a guy. You know,
but you got to get used to like, or at least because I had a girl. Been single for a year again.
Okay, right.
And you just gotta like strike out, and then get used to striking out, and then there's nothing to
lose.
Yeah.
Right,
so then I go out, and I'm like, there's nothing to lose. And then last summer, I was like, just like, you know, fresh again, but I was being that nervous, that sensitive, like, oh, what if she, for a while.
Right.
And then one of my older friends was like, yo, what's the matter with you, dude? Like,
you
gotta always be like, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go talk to her. Yeah. Like, I'm like, I know, right? What am I doing? Like, because I guess I was just in a relationship for a while.
They're just a human being, right? They're just another human being.
They can say no or they can say yes. And half the time they will say yes.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah, he's right. And then next thing you know, I was like running after girls down the train station. And then like,
Jesus.
Dude, the best move I did was just like, just like being in a conversation like we are right now, and then just being like, yeah, and then just have the phone dial out, you know what I mean?
Right.
And just keep talking to her like this, so she knows
And
like
she's
to put
like,
her number
what's
in.
this?
No, not she didn't. That's the thing. She didn't
just
say
put
a
their
word.
number,
She
right.
just put the
They
number
know
in,
what-
and then I took it back, and we kept talking like
do you-
this.
do you
and put
have
like
it
that. Like,
already-
it was the best move I ever did.
Do you already have it on the?
You gotta try that, Kelly.
Yeah,
do you already have it on the screen
That's
where
what
they
I'm
put
saying.
their shit in?
I had it on the phone dial.
Okay,
know what I
you
mean?
already had it on.
Type in her name already? Like,
No. I put it on the phone dial.
Okay.
Just talked to her
Yeah.
like I was talking to you,
Right.
and we're just like,
Handed her the
I'm like,
phone.
yeah, you know, I mean, like I
Right.
live in Brooklyn.
Wow, and she's
you know,
just like,
yeah, and then
there you go.
and like you know, I come here every so often.
Wow,
so
that's
it's cool. Like,
fascinating.
it did not even bring up the phone once.
Right.
It was it was like. I was like, all right, I
Not
got
even
this.
like, give
I'm
me your
back.
number.
No, that's the thing. You don't have to ask.
Yeah.
But
See, you think you have to ask, but you
Right.
really don't. You could see it in their eyes whether they're going to give it to you
of
or
course,
not. Really,
right?
anyways.
If they're playing, if they're like fiddling
Take
with
notes, kids. Take
well, there's
notes.
like there's the signs, right? If they're fiddling with their hair and doing like certain things, right? Like, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, when they start doing the hair thing, then I'm like, oh, this might be tight.
Oh,
right?
Kelly's is like a hyena.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the Zoo York thing, right? So how did the what happened with Zoo York? I mean, how long you skated? How long did you skate for them?
They got bought by Iconics,
Okay.
and it was like they didn't know where they were going to take it at the time. I think, or like there wasn't any plan. Like me and Zara were just like, so what are we gonna do? And they were like, it was weird. It was one of those things where we didn't really quit right away or anything. I mean, like we kind of did, but and they didn't really. It's not like nobody kicked us off or anything. It was like me and Zara were like kind of over it in a sense. And
well,
now,
you said it took like a year for them to figure it out, right?
yeah, like we were waiting, and it kept us in a little limbo. And then we were like, "Fuck it, we're out."
Okay.
And then
was this after Sal was doing all this stuff?
Yeah,
there?
this was after Sal was only there Sal was before I was there.
Oh, okay.
This was another like Zoo just went through so many stages, and this was another random stage, and I was just like, I'm out. Like I'm so like I said, I was never really a big fan of Zoo. I never really was that into it.
Right.
Just in the '90s when like the original people were doing it.
Right.
Yeah. So then it was like, what happened? Then I was just kind of like, it took a little time to like see where, you know, it was a weird time when like some of those small board brands were kind of starting and like things were changing a bit.
Right.
And Instagram all of a sudden was like kind of
Popping off,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was a weird like change time, I think, for a lot of different people. And I didn't really pop right away. I just kind of just in a limbo for a sec. But then I was like, I talked to Carl Watson.
Oh, yeah.
He had just called me and be like, yo, what's up? Like, cause he's, first of all, the nicest, best dude. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's just so fucking rad, and I've always been a fan of his skating.
Super positive, dude. Like,
So him calling me, I was like, yeah. He's just like, would you be down for Organica? And I was like it just was kind of random. I think actually, I was just like, I don't know. I was just psyched that he was calling me. So I was like, yeah, I mean, let's like talk. And then it was just like, just clicked. But I was psyched at the time.
Okay.
Because I was floating around for a little bit, and then for him to call me, it was definitely like.
Were you getting worried? Like when you're floating around, like, man, am I going to find another sponsor?
I
like,
don't know. I was just so
free.
I think, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was there unconsciously a bit,
Right.
but I was skating really hard. But I was.
Weren't you and Zara going to be a package deal with Expedition at one point?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. That was kind of the original plan, and then like somehow that like
Zara
pan.
get on, but you didn't. Fall.
Yeah, they were like, like Welsh called me was like, yeah, budget's looking like, you know what I mean? Or I don't know what the conversation was, but for Welsh being like as close as I was to him, I was like, okay, bro, like whatever.
Yeah, they got
like
Zara,
Carl,
and you just kind of fell by the wayside.
yeah, and then like Carl just called me. I was stoked on Organica because Miles was on, and
That's right.
Walker
was on.
They had a great team at that time.
Yeah.
Quim was still on too, right?
Well, that was actually the main part.
Oh, really?
Andy. Quim to fucking, I was just so stoked to be like, yeah, I'm on the team with Quim Cardona. Like, still, he's another one, like, childhood hero, you know? And, like, fucking skating with him is just, like, so sick. Like, you never know what the fuck's going to happen.
Right. I've never met him, but I've always
off
been
the
a
board
fan.
and on the board, you know what I mean? It's just like I just love Quim. He's like, yo, son, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just the coolest dude.
Nice.
And I was hyped. We were like, yo, let's like instantly. We were like, let's just go skate and get some clips together for this intro little video part that I wanted to do for them.
Sick. So it was going good, Organica.
Yeah.
You were hyped, and it was in a good place, but then Organica just kind of started to
well,
go.
the whole I think it wasn't Organic. It was
KO.
KO, I
Right.
guess, right? So
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even like to talk about skate industry stuff
I get
like
you.
that.
I get you.
I get it, but
right.
like, I just don't care. Like, I was hyped on Carl, and I was hyped on KO, and
Right.
Troy I'd known for a long time
Yeah.
too. So it was cool. I was hyped. Like, I
Yeah.
was just hyped that they were down to support me,
Yeah.
and I was repping and just skating.
Dope.
And because like I said, the funny thing is, like, that's why I don't know, people might have a perception of me as like Zoo York or Organica or whatever,
right.
like, but like that was already me throwing in the towel to who I am as a
Right,
skater.
okay.
You know, it's more
Yeah.
just like just down to skate and
Yeah.
just be a part of skateboarding, and people that wanted to do skate, like, you know, wanted me on their team. You know what I
Right.
mean? So by that time I was like Organica, like what, like it was all like cool. Like, I'm just, people, like when you meet someone like Carl and they want to like support you.
So you
it's like,
finally felt like you were home.
when I got on Organica
Yeah.
again? Yeah, again, because
Yeah.
I like Carl a lot, and everybody
Right.
was cool on the team,
Okay.
and Troy, you know, from KO, and then eventually just like, I don't know what happened there either. It
Right,
was kind of
right,
like,
right.
that's what I mean with skating. Like, things are like,
Yeah.
Things
Well,
happen fast.
we had Miles Silva on the show, Silvis, and he was saying, you know, the same. It was just kind of like they had a talk with Carl, and Carl was like, "Yo, you guys should find another. It's not going well. Blah blah blah."
Yeah.
You know. So I
That's kinda
assume
what-
maybe you had the same conversation.
Yeah, it was
with
more
them,
along the
you
lines
know?
of like,
yeah.
things aren't going well. All of a sudden, I was like,
Right.
okay, so does that mean
We're out?
Yeah, like,
Right.
but then it was like, yeah, things aren't going well.
Yeah,
Like, you know, it's
yeah.
like, so you're saying I have a chance? Like,
yeah.
like, it's like, what are we really saying here?
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
like, that's why skateboarding just gets funny, because that's what it's really like.
Yeah.
And, you know, there wasn't. They don't always do the contract things over there.
Right.
So I don't know.
Right. Well, a lot of companies don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mainly
rare.
like shoes, right? You get shoe.
Well, that's
shoe
what's
culture.
funny. I was like skating a lot of the companies I did, like, I mean, I skated for Mountain Dew for a while.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
That didn't get the
Oh, I
paycheck.
didn't know that.
And
Wow.
well, that's, I don't want to say throwing the towel, but that's all the part of like being so true and core and
Right.
What was the word we used? Loyal.
Loyalty. Yeah.
I had all that like my whole life in skating, and then I was just like, you know what? Let me just let be what is. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And just
right,
not
right.
fight like, oh, I'm a core skater, because I still see kids today that are on some like skater, and like, it's like, dude, you're gonna get to a point and you're gonna realize it's all the same. Really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like, skate with your bros, do your thing, but at the end of the day, just, it's about having fun.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
the money and that stuff's cool, and if you can become pro and all that, that's amazing.
Right.
But really, just go ride your board. You're actually experiencing so much more of that as a kid. Just to have that is the best part, that all the pros are like, man, like, they're stressing because of all that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So the best part is what every kid already has. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Just go ride it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just fucking throw the board down, hit the streets, and every day that's why you're like,
Right.
that's why I skate.
Yeah.
But that's that. you know?
Right. Right. So then after Organica, were you floating around for a while after that?
No, like right away.
Really?
My friend Sam was like, "Let's do this company." And I was
Okay.
like, and we
is it,
started
that's Becky?
Becky Factory.
Becky
yeah.
Factory.
We started
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Right
so-
after
So you,
Organica. Wow.
like,
I
no
thought-
hesitation. Yeah.
Really?
Are you part
Okay.
owner in it?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Pretty rad.
Yeah.
yeah. Pretty
Is it
sick.
weird to be like involved in the company now on the other side of the door?
Me and my partner Sam kind of do everything together, and he
Okay.
kind of like, I feel like I don't even know. I don't know. My perception of skating is so off and weird. Like, I can't even watch a sponsor me tape. Like, I don't even know.
Why?
Like, he kind of.
What-
I don't
what's-
know.
what's
I'm like
wrong with
retarded.
you?
I don't know. I think I'm just ADD.
Yeah?
And like, yeah, like I only like to watch. Like, even today, I only watch like the skaters, the
Yeah.
few skaters that I like.
I mean,
I don't want to sound like that.
No,
like, few
no, no,
skaters,
no.
but
I'm the same way though. I follow like my friends.
I think
and
I got
people
overloaded.
I'm fans of.
Yeah.
You know, but also again like Instagram. Like I also see like the dude on the broom
Yeah.
skating down or sliding down the hub
No,
on the broom.
I'll be
and,
on
you know, the
Instagram
weird
sometimes,
shit,
yeah,
you
and
know?
just look at shit for sure.
Right,
But
but-
Sam, my friend Sam is better at just like, this is the kid. He's got the style.
Yeah,
We should
okay,
hook him up.
so
So,
he's-
yeah,
right.
he's kind of more on that.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean, I know
You'd
when
rather
I
see him, like,
you know what
in
it is?
person.
I gotta see in person.
Yeah,
that's
you're
my
more-
whole
I-
thing.
I
Everything I
get
do,
that for
I'm
you,
just such a
yeah.
like in
right,
person.
Right, like we could have never done this on the phone.
No.
Right.
Like, I would have been like,
We could have never
farting
texted and-
or just picking my nose, like, yeah. Like, I'd have been like, you know, making out with this chick.
Right,
or,
right.
Like, yeah, I got this call, man. No,
Yeah,
I'm just
call you
saying, yeah,
back.
I'm such a like
Yeah.
in person. Like, I
Okay.
love confrontation.
You know what though? That it's so funny because sponsor me videos. Yeah, they're one thing, but actually seeing the kid skate in real life is completely
Yeah, like
different.
that's
you know?
as soon as I see someone, I'm like, yeah, that kid's rad. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's just a little overload with
Yeah,
everything too. I get a
yeah.
little like, I don't know what's good anymore. I just know what
Right.
I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's a way to perceive it though. You know what you like, and why is it any other way? So where's Becky out of? Where do you guys do it out of? Is it
New York?
In New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And it's going good. You guys have a team and everything, and
we got like family more right now.
Okay.
We definitely want to expand on a team. But we kind of have this kid Tyler Golden, who's pretty amazing kid.
Sick.
He's funny. He's actually, I think he's from out here, Agoura Hills or something.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's a Cali kid, and he rips. He knows a lot of people. I think he had like some wild young years of like ripping and like just young kid. Like he skated with a lot of people.
Okay. When you first started the Becky,
where'd the name come from?
Yeah,
actually that was Sam. He kind of like really, he was already wanting to do it, and then like kind of was like, we got to do this after Organica wasn't working out. But I guess it really is just some random story where like, I think he asked the girl's name, or the girl was like, Becky, like my name's Becky, and he was like, what? Like that's it. You're Becky.
Becky. Right.
But what's so great is like what Becky means in the hood.
What's that?
Oh, Becky means white girl in the hood.
Oh, well, I'm glad that's going good, dude. I'm stoked, man. I'm always stoked when, bros are doing their own thing, and you know what I mean? Like it's just rad to see people doing shit, Do
you guys sell mostly online or?
Yeah, online. We have a few distributors, but we're still like, getting things going.
Yeah.
So
who's making your boards?
Chappie.
Nice. Let's talk about the Playboy Mansion shoot.
Oh yeah, that was kind of a fun one.
How did that happen?
That's right.
Yeah, see, that's funny that you asked. Just how you said that is what everybody has ever asked me.
Yeah,
how did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, because I rig.
Yeah.
No, basically.
Rigatone.
Yeah.
A rigatoni. You know what I mean? No, just I met a girl. Of course, it starts with that, and she was kind of creative directing for Playboy, and then she was out here, and then we started dating, and then she was like, oh, I have a meeting at the mansion, and she's like Ubering everywhere. It wasn't that long ago. It was a year or two when Uber started, or like she was Ubering, and I'm like, well, you want me to give you a ride? I had the Scions then, and I was like, you want me to give me a ride? And I was out here with a car, so I was like, cool. She's like, do you want to come up? And I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, so I go up, and it's Hugh Hefner's son. What the hell is his name?
I didn't even know he had a son.
Yeah.
He's got a son that runs the mag now.
Oh, okay.
Met him, and, and she just literally was like, oh, he's a pro skater. You should have him do a video skate in the match. And they were like, yeah, cool, whatever. And I was like, oh, that was kind of like, oh, yeah,
right,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then literally she was like, later that day, she's like, no, I'm serious. Like, what if you, like, could you do something there, like, with Playboy? Or, like, because we need, like, cool shit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They just want fucking cool content.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe, like, you know, like, and then she was like, well, we could, like, what do you need? Like, I was like, I don't know. We need to, like, see the mansion.
Of course, right.
So then I was kind of like, she sparked it off. I was like, I was just like, yeah, I could make a video. I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. Like, what am I doing?
Right,
like, you know what I mean? And then, so we do a walkthrough. And literally we did a walkthrough, nothing really to skate.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
It's
just like,
court and,
it's just like, and it's, you know, to be honest, it's not like some holy grail like ground.
Right,
it's just like a fucking mansion.
Yeah.
Just
like
a big
whatever.
house.
Yeah.
It's a big house with a fucking pool in the backyard and like a mini zoo.
Yeah, the zoo is the best part. There's amazing animals, like real monkeys, real pelicans, and all that.
Pelicans.
Yeah. It's insane. There's like a zoo. It's a beautiful mansion. You know?
Okay. Nothing to skate.
Nothing to go there. Nothing to skate. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna like jump over the girls or something.
Right.
Or, I don't know. So then I just somehow like wrote a story or like wrote a little fake little thing.
Okay.
And then
What do you mean you wrote something? Like, how did you had to write like a treatment or something? Like,
yeah, I wrote a treatment and I wrote what I was going to be doing. Because they're like, well, what are you going to do? Do you need like a van to jump off or something? I'm like, no, they're like, well, what would you need? So I had to just say everything I needed, wrote like a little short, like,
I need girls all the
description of what.
Yeah, everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And, they were actually like, you can't, I was like, I kind of want to just use the girls and jump over the girls or something. Like, that could be cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you can't jump over the girls because
insurance.
They're just not, these girls are like the money makers. So I was like, but you can bring other girls if you want to jump over. So actually,
stunt girls?
We got other girls to be the ones stunt girls that I jump over in the thing.
And the
real
Playboy girls.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So people didn't know.
Yeah.
So, but the real ones are just in all the other scenes with me, like chilling. So basically I wrote that thing.
Yeah.
And then they okayed it. They're like, yeah, that's cool. Let's do it. Like, win. And I was like, I was just like, what? Like, I don't even know how I wrote it, really. It was all just, it was like the dream that I wrote.
How many views does it have now?
I don't know, definitely in the mills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Oh.
A couple people brought up the Heath Kirchert thing when he got those Playmates, and I was like, I didn't want to take from that or anything, but I did think of a similar vibe, but I didn't want it to be cheesy. And to me, it still feels a little cheesy.
Like you're a mini Hugh Hefner skating around the mansion?
I mean, it is kind of a little cheesy, and I'm like, hey, but that's fun for me. You know what I mean? It's like, it could be cheesy, but it's like, all that's just fun.
You know what? I mean,
rad opportunity.
I mean, it's like once in a lifetime chance.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want?
Like, why wouldn't? Right.
Literally, I'll tell you the story. Like, and then also, like, I did everything. I did everything. I did a lot of things for it. Like, I got to, I don't want to be like style it, but I got a pink suit because I was like, you have to go over the top, you know? Right. My friend works at Marc Jacobs at the time in New York, so I was there before, like, yo, can I just get something crazy? It's for Playboy. They're like, sure, we'll rent, you'll take whatever you want.
Right.
So knowing that it was for Playboy, I got a pink suit. And then, and then Diamond helped me out, and they gave me a little money because we actually had to pay for the extra girls and other stuff. You know what I mean?
Playboy didn't cover that?
Yeah, that's the thing. Playboy, motherfuckers, they didn't want to cover anything.
Wow.
So I actually had to almost produce it. And then the girl that I started seeing at the time, she had a girl kind of line produce it and help produce it with me.
Okay.
I mean, I just got some people to give money, and she line produced it, which is like set up everything and how it was going to be arranged, which was great. Maria.
Right.
Yeah, she really helped me out.
Dope.
And James filmed, and James was really the backbone of the whole thing. He really helped me out.
Buckman filmed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's really the backbone because I had written this little thing, and I was also going to do and plus I was talking to Nick a lot, Nick Diamond at the time, and I was like, Nick, I think I'm going to need your rolls and some of that luggage that you got, because I wanted to just make it like look all luxury, you know?
Yeah.
So we did. We took his Louis Vuitton luggage, and I got his rolls. Like, I drove it out, and he's like, yeah, wear like rings and everything. I was just trying to just juice it up. Go crazy.
Go for it.
And then I had this idea where I was going to launch over his range and then get hurt and then wake up.
Okay.
Because I started like it was a dream, But basically, the thing that was crazy is that people were like, oh, it must have been so much fun. I was like, dude, like, I had 6 hours to do that, and it was shot on a red cam, and I had a whole story plot. I wanted to do shutting up shots, getting the girls that are like, First of all those girls suck. Yeah. They're just shitty girls you don't want to be around. I did not. Everybody was like, did you play this? I was like, no. I didn't I don't even care to say no, I didn't want to just some dumb. You were there to work. Girls. You were there to handle I was business. Totally psyched to just do it.
Yeah.
But everybody, even people were like, you gotta chill, dude. I was like, we gotta get this shit, because I was basically directing it, starring in it, wrote it, it was my project. So I'm like,
squeeze for time too.
Yeah, and we have they were giving us till 3:30.
Oh wow.
So we started at 9.
Damn.
So I'm like, we gotta get this shot. I wanted to shoot this like this. This could look here. So I was getting a little it was a little bit of a big deal for me. It's like I got to direct and write this thing for Playboy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was stoked. So I did take it serious, and we squeezed it out. But at the end, this is where James came through, because we didn't have enough time to shoot the last thing that I wanted to. Mm-hmm. So we shot this whole pool scene where I just jumped in the pool over the girls and this thing. And he's like, well, we could just end it like that and have the kid wake up with pouring water. So he kind of helped me map out the ending, which was amazing. So
dope. It all worked out.
Yeah, James was really awesome. Helped me out a lot, and it just worked out.
So wait, you had an ending in mind that didn't pan out because you didn't run out of time.
Yeah, but all the little stupid things that I wrote in, that even the girl that helped put it together, Janae Lombardo, she was awesome. She helped put it together, and she was she was I had to do the scene where the girls feed me grape. I'm swimming through the water. I would go up, and then I wrote all that little stupid things in. Right. And she was like, that's just kind of what. And everybody loved all the stupid things I wrote in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the cheese. It was supposed to be kind of cheesy in a way, you know.
Yeah, that's what you want to do at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah,
hanging out in the grotto and whatever else.
Yeah, it's that is the fantasy in a way.
Yeah.
You know? But the funniest thing was, because I was so serious and intense and just wanted to do a cool thing that the day, it just kind of happened quickly. And then on the way back, and Nick showed up, and Nick, Diamy's there getting all their numbers, all the Playmates. He's into it. He's like, yo, this is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? He's just running around. So he picks me up because I took his car for the day. He drives his car, and we're just kind of sitting. And it's he's like, dude, do you realize what you just did? He's like, you kind of just had a Christian Asoy moment.
Right.
Real rock star shit.
Yeah.
You jumped over a pool of Playmates.
Right.
And I did a melancholy, this scene, I'm doing a melon over a pool of Playmates. I was like, I did kind of do that, huh? He's like, Yeah, it's like Christian sort of shit. Like I was like, we just had to have that moment. I was like, yeah, it's true. Pretty cool. I mean, like, because when you're, I could die and say I did something, right? You know,
because I mean, I could see that too. Because when you're in the moment and you're stressing and you're directing and you're trying to get the shot, I mean, you don't even think about what the fuck you're doing. You don't even remember you're probably at the Playboy Mansion, right?
Yeah, I was tripping.
Let's get this shit done. No, that's rad though, dude. What did you? It was Hef there. Did you ever meet Hef?
He wasn't there.
No. Where the fuck was he?
I have a cool Hef story.
Okay, what do you got?
Just went to a club when I was underage with Supa when I was out here staying with him. Somehow it was like, it's like some, I want to say, I don't know, some random party. I don't even know how, I was just like this little kid and I got in. Wow. It was so weird. So I get in and then Hef just like, we kind of get kind of close somehow, like mobs of people and there's photographers shooting him, we get kind of close. And it's like from a distance and just a random Hollywood party when I was a kid. I don't even know how I got there. I got in, I was just there.
Okay.
And he just kind of looks at me. He's like, yeah, kid,
no way.
got, like he gave me the look. Right. Yeah, I swear to God, I have a Dennis Hopper story too, like that. Wow. But like, he really looked at me and gave me a wink, like, I know you're an underage kid. Like, do your thing, kid. Right, like, you know, he gave. I was like, oh.
Well, so what's Dennis Hopper? Same
Dennis
thing.
Hopper story. It goes back to the borscht.
Oh,
it's all about the borscht, Chris.
Borscht.
It comes always.
I gotta try
back
this borscht.
To the borscht. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love a borscht.
Serious?
It's the best soup.
Where the fuck
you have
do I get a borscht?
And you wake up the next day like, yeah.
No. Seriously?
I'll skate anything. It's just the best soup.
How do you? I don't even. Okay.
Russians, they know how to eat.
I will look for the borscht. I'll Yelp it. I don't know where to go to get a borscht.
A Vodaspa.
Vodaspa.
Yeah, Hollywood.
I don't know what that is either.
It's like a banya.
Bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know where they do the saunas and steam rooms. And spas.
Okay,
right. They call it banya.
Oh, I thought it was bathroom Spanish.
It's like a Turkish bathhouse.
Okay, so Dennis Hopper. Yeah.
So I go to my place where I get the borscht. Okay. And I sit down every day. I'm eating my borscht. Just eating my borscht
every day.
For a while, I was doing borscht every day in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, in East Village, B&H.
Okay.
Having my borscht sitting there. No one's there early in the morning.
Yeah.
Someone comes in, they go all the other side of the counter, and they go, let me get a borscht, like that guy. And I look up, and it's Dennis Hopper.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, shit. And like, super stoked. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, hey, man, cool. You know, like, just borscht it up.
Borshing it up, yeah.
And fucking, literally, what the coolest thing was, this other older guy walks in, and it's my friend's dad. And I know this guy is like an art collector. He's like, not that he's famous, but he knows everybody. He's just like a old school New York guy. So I knew him, and I was like, even cooler. So I went over and I got to meet Dennis Hopper. And I was like, oh, yeah, hey, Rick. And hey, nice to meet you, Dad. Like, oh, cool. 3 months later, literally, he passed away.
Wow. So, no way.
It was just cool. I'm such a fan of that dude in general.
Kidding me?
Yeah,
like
Dennis,
icon. Yeah, legend.
Yeah, wow. And I could see his presence. He was just such a cool, down to earth guy.
Oh, that's rad though. Dennis Hopper. Wow. Playboy Mansion. Guy's doing it, huh? I like it. I gotta hang out. I gotta hang out with you more often, man. Love it.
The Russian's calling me.
Is she calling you?
Yeah.
Go ahead, take it.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good.
Where are you?
I'm in Venice filming the show.
Oh, you at the show?
I'm on the. You're on the show. I was just telling them about borscht. They never had a borscht soup.
Who?
My friend Chris, who we're doing the show with.
Oh.
What happened when you taste that borscht? That first taste.
I don't want to know.
That was Taste of Love.
Oh! I got to get on this borscht program.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens when you have good borscht.
Borscht equals love.
Okay, I'm just wrapping up this interview, so let me call you right back.
Okay, perfect. Let's do that.
Okay.
Borscht you later.
Bye.
Bye.
That's amazing.
She's so hot.
You love her.
So
I think you're in love.
Yeah.
Wow. How long you been seeing her?
A month.
A month.
But you see that?
Yeah.
Borscht?
Borscht.
It works.
That is a good. We gotta run that one.
The taste of love.
I'm trying to look it up, see where there's one in Venice.
Oh God, Kelly's already fucking on there.
This
Jesus
sounds
Christ.
awesome. The taste of love. I'm looking on Google.
Okay, you keep looking, dude.
All right.
Okay, well let's wrap it up.
I like to wrap it up on the taste of love. That's good.
I know. We should.
Good.
Yeah.
I want to do an outro and say thanks. Cause I've always been such a big fan.
Oh,
seriously.
Bro. Yeah.
And Roger's a good friend that I've known for a long time.
For a long time.
Right.
And my peer, an amazing skater, Kelly Hart. I grew up skating with, basically.
Yeah, dude.
It's just great to come together and do something cool, you guys.
Dude, awesome having you.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Dude, we're stoked to have you, bro. Yeah.
Definitely stoked.
And not to mention, like, a legend in the room the whole time.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
Mr. Tobin.
Yeah, Tobin Yeldon.
Yeah.
Working the cameras
Gotta
tonight.
put it out there.
I know, right?
Shit.
One of these days he's got to sit there in that chair, man.
He will be.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. He's getting a weird face right now.
He's like, I'm not that guy. Don't mention I'm not here.
He's ready.
But dude, hey, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what you guys do next with like Becky and all
Yeah.
this stuff. Like it's cool stuff, dude.
Thanks.
Hopefully you guys will fucking do.
Yeah, well-
and the borscht, man. Maybe we can go out and get a borscht. I mean, not like that, but maybe we can go get a borscht together.
That
you know?
would be cool.
Yeah. Maybe all four of us. We can go
Can
get
we
a
all
borscht.
get some borscht?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mention too though.
Okay.
We are Becky video in the works.
Seriously?
And it's coming together. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we
great.
get a board for the wall?
Yeah. Definitely.
I need you
Dude,
to sign
you gotta
it
give
too.
yeah.
Well, I'll send it.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I'm leaving Thursday. So.
Oh, you're leaving Thursday?
Of course, I'd be super psyched.
You'll come back quick though.
I might come back in May. I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
But borscht is
The borscht.
the borscht. It's hot out here.
Guy feeds her borscht and he's in love. You know? Wow.
I mean, you heard it from her.
I
Yeah.
know.
The stomach.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Borscht, taste of love.
I can't wait to get back to the borscht.
It's gonna be great. Beat. What else is in it? Beets and what else?
Love, man.
Love. I wonder why they wanted to
They
do
put
like,
hella pins in there. They put like
Money.
6. It was like a
6
full like
fucking
circle
pins.
of like two, you know?
Were they sticking out of your skin?
Okay, so I had this soft cast and it
Okay.
was fat. And so I thought maybe something could be sticking out of my wrist. And I started Googling these videos like pin removal.
So you had no idea. Oh,
I didn't
You
know-
were gonna remove the pins?
From my world of being like his dad, it wasn't
Right.
like, oh, hey, my son on there.
You weren't like the skate dad?
Kickflip, buddy.
No, but you must have been stoked.
Kickflip 180, son. Now.